Hey friends, it's me, Reverend. I don't know why I even have to say it, because I am eternal. I've always been here, forever, and I'll always be here. Just like this stylish skin for Showdown will always be here for me, even though it breaks like just slightly, like bi-weekly, which is why the background is like a top post from our Earthborn right now, because the background's like stopped loading for me and I kind of had to improvise, and I've been using it for so long that I don't know if it actually looks good anymore. So if it's like really gaudy and distracting, like let me know and maybe I'll do something about it. The little doobers at the side are also like slightly misaligned inside the circle. I tried to fix it. And I kind of did. Like, it looks better than it did before, but I know how to use stylish about as well as I know how to talk to girls, and about as well as I know how to use teams that don't have Mega Lopunny on them. So I've gone back to the old standby of this classic offensive team made by False, I want to say. I could have done more than zero research into the OP of this team before I started recording this, but that wouldn't carry that old Reverend charm. So this team is built around the core of Lopunny and Gengar. You use Gengar to deal with the few threats to Mega Lopunny that there are, mostly Tangrowth, Landorus, Slowbro, Clefable, Pokemon like that. And I know that you're screaming at your computer, you're about to close the tab, you're like, Reverend, no one is ever going to leave those Pokemon in on Gengar, and please stop yelling at me. My self-esteem is lower than my elo, but you bait them with Baton Pass Mega Lopunny, which is a supremely dank set that you probably aren't going to be able to use much longer. Well, not probably, but possibly, because the latter was kind of getting terrorized by that Attract Scolipede team there for a little bit, which, by the way, I feel like this dude was kind of preparing for, because all of their gendered Pokemon are female. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but the fucking point of the story is that Baton Pass is, like, probably hella on the cusp of just straight up getting banned in Gen 7, which I'm not completely heartbroken about, because it is a dumb move, but if you use it to, like, dry pass with, like, Spec Sylveon, or to Baton Pass substitutes, it's actually dank as fuck, and I'm hella gonna miss that. The core is supplemented by Klefki, because it lays spikes, and it's a steel type, and it's Klefki. And Bisharp is there to deter Defog. Slowbro pivots into things, and is there to make sure that Scarf Keldeo doesn't literally just 6-0 you. Everything else should be really obvious. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with Ultima Weapon, because the only Pokemon they have that is, like, significantly threatening to it is the Garchomp, which I didn't think that they were going to lead with, and I can go ahead and get my spikes up pretty early. Find out that that is support Tyranitar, which is pretty obvious, but I know that the Ferrothorn isn't going to have Stealth Rock, and I know that it's not going to be, like, Scarf, T-Tar, or something like that, which is pretty useful information to have. I knew that Living Dead Girl was going to die to this Garchomp. I hella expected the Shadow Ball to do more percent than that. Mega Garchomp's broken. But I'm fine with her dying, because, like, she loses to every Pokemon on their team except for the Clefable. So I'm fine with just getting the damage in on the Garchomp, because that means that I can actually kill it with Soapmaker later. I don't have to worry about it, like, surviving a high jump kick from full. Go ahead and kill the Ferrothorn, because I want to do that before it's able to set up spikes on me, if that's what it's going to do, because I don't have any hazard removal, and this team hella gets bodied by hazard stack, and I do end up beating it. I can go ahead and bring out Ultimate Weapon in on the Starmie, because I can go ahead and set up my hazards again once it does spend them away, and I can go ahead and foul play up on the Garchomp. The Garchomp doing absolutely nothing to my team so far other than killing the Gengar, I guess. I guess that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and throw the yellow color on the Starmie. Pretty good color to give your opponent. generally, and it means that I can go ahead and play this game where I just wait for them to either miss a Hydro Pump or get paralyzed, which I guess I could feel worse about, but I'm not going to. I can go ahead and kill it with a Foul Play while the Excadrill comes in, and this was dumb. I should have, like, done Foul Play again, because, like, I could have expected them to expect the Magnet Rise and gone for an Earthquake, or gone for an Iron Head, rather, and all I got from that is, like, an extra layer of spikes when I could have potentially hit it with a Foul Play, which means that it's going to be significantly less threatening later on. I go for a Calm Mind because I thought that they were going to go into Clefable, but they do go out into the Tyranitar. So I get kind of spooked while they double switch out into the Clefable. I don't really know what they were trying to do, unless they wanted to, like, do the Calm Mind war with me, which they weren't going to win because I have Psyshock, so I don't super understand that, so I'm just going to go ahead and beat the Clefable with Jet Jaguar because I fear that, which I don't understand. And I get set up on by the Excadrill, and that spooks me so much that I do something really stupid here. I go out into Jirai Gumo, and then I switch out into Mega Shellder, I guess, to, like, I have no idea what I was doing, unless I, like, lost my object permanence and thought that after I popped the balloon that they were, like, holding Life Orb, because there's no way that that was actually going to kill my Mega Shellder with a +2 Earthquake, but I guess I got crit anyway, which might have happened if I had just straight up gone into it and tried to Scald. I don't really know super well how the RNG works, but the fucking point of the story is I set up a substitute because I know that they are going to want to switch out, and at this point, assuming I don't miss this high jump kick, which I don't, I can just win because I'm going to be behind a substitute, don't have to worry about the Excadrill having its Sand Rush, and I can just go ahead and finish it off with a return. So maybe I was actually just like a fucking soothsayer and tactically sacrificed my easy win with Slowbro so I could get the harder, more frag-tagy win with Mega Lopunny. I feel like Bisharp is significantly more, like, imposing when you see it on someone else's team than when it's on yours, because when you see them using it, you see, like, the axe face and the, like, torso pointies, but when you're using it, the first thing your eyes drawn to is like, damn, baby got back. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off with Ultima Weapon, because whenever I'm using like anything other than a hyper offense team, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have anything fast that sets up Stealth Rocks. What do I lead with? How do I get up pointy things as fast as possible? Better lead with Klefki and then do absolutely nothing with it, and then continue to do absolutely nothing to avoid letting my Jirai Gumo get trapped by that Doug trio. Jirai Gumo really not having a lot of luck in either of these battles, I just realized. I guess I missed the coin flip both times, lose half my life points, but I'm fine with it because I get the Scald Burn on the Starmie immediately, and I go out into Living Dead Girl to absorb the Rapid Spin, and then continue to be a fucking cool guy, Chris, and absorb the Psyshock with Jet Jaguar. That's what I like to call making someone 1400 on the ladder think you're a genius. But then I blow it, I fucking blow it, and I Sucker Punch the Doug Trio, and then I am able to kill it with Knockoff before I die, because Doug Trio actually sucks, but I could have played around the Doug Trio better, or like, at all. But ever since Gothitelle got banned, the area of my brain that, like, processes how to deal with trapping has just completely gone dark. But I am able to set up a substitute on the super obvious Lando T switch and go ahead and Baton Pass it out into Living Dead Girl. And since this guy has fewer ghost resists than I have cave wins, I can go ahead and blow back the Heatran, and then they sack the Superior to break my sub, which was pretty dumb. They should have sacked the Starmie, because the Superior is actually really threatening to my team, especially because, like, I'm not going to be able to OHKO that from full with a return from Soapmaker, and Living Dead Girl is going to go down, but she definitely destroyed, like, half this dude's team, and I can go ahead and hit the Lando T with a return, which is going to do, like, less than nothing, because that is, like, max, but it's fine, because I can just go ahead and go out into Mega Shellder, and since Living Dead Girl killed the Superior, there is, like, absolutely nothing left on this person's team that can stop Mega Shellder from setting up 18,000 Calm Minds. I fucking love win conditions that have 30 base speed. I go ahead and avoid the burn from this Scald, avoid the burn from this Scald, and then I believe I immediately get another burn with this one. And then this guy's gonna, like, try to give me, you know, that burn next to my stat buffs. Doesn't really work out, and then I guess, like, their dad walks in the room and they don't want to get the belt again, so they just go ahead and close the tab. So Mega Shellder definitely holding it down. She also is literally blue-balled from not getting to do anything with her stat buffs, which is pretty unfortunate. Also, by the way, this video is going to end as anticlimactically as that battle did.